I'm Riley Smith with Red Brick Road Film Festival, and today I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Erin Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Brandon Russell.
And I'm here as a screenwriter for my screenplay called The Tentville Nights. And we're both here together for our film called Chasing Shadows.
Well, today I'm going to have a couple questions for you. So the first one is, for the people who haven't seen your film or read your script, can you give us a quick summary of it?
Sure. Well, I'll give you a quick summary of the script first, and then that way we can just talk about Chasing Shadows moving forward with all those questions, since that's the film. So the screenplay, The Tentville Nights, is basically, it's an inspirational, drama, but there are some comedic notes and everything like that. But it's basically about Claire, who's been in a really severe domestic abuse situation at home. And Claire, doesn't have an education, she doesn't have any family. She feels kind of like she's stuck with this guy, right? Well, she decides to leave him, and in doing so, she ends up houseless and on the streets in Oklahoma City. And while she's, going through all of this, she crosses paths with some different people that are living the houseless life, including a dwarf named Tiny, who kind of shows her the ropes around town and how to live the houseless life the right way. She crosses paths with Marisa, who's a real estate mogul. And their worlds kind of collide because Marisa is the opposite of Claire. Humility does not exist. So their worlds collide, and basically it's just a story of love and, something that can inspire social change, So I lived in tent cities and did research for 10 days to learn, how it was to, actually live the houseless life with them. And then the PTSD that Claire suffers from is something that I deal with from my own experience with domestic violence.
Well, that was very... I'm not good with words, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay. It'll make you cry, but it will also make you laugh, and it'll make you cry, and then you'll laugh, and you'll cry, and all that.
And then also the summary of the movie.
So Chasing Shadows is about Kate and her family, and her husband is, basically he's in his last hours, and the family decides to sneak him out of the hospital to fulfill his dying wish, which is to see a solar eclipse. And so it just follows this family on their road trip and their journey, and the inner turmoil that, a wife who is coping with her husband in his final hours and coping with this liver disease, and just what that would feel like from an internal perspective. And then, I can't tell you at the end, you'll just have to wait and see, right? And Brandon was part of that team. So, what's the next question, Riley?
Sorry. What inspired you to create this?
What inspired us?
Oh.
The 48-hour film contract.
Yeah.
The 48-hour inspired us, right?
Yeah.
So basically this started as, a 48-hour film festival project. And so I was blessed to have such an amazing, awesome team, including Brandon, who acted in it. And, like many 48 hours, you wear many hats. He did, behind-the-scenes footage. He did the slate. He did all the things.
Gotta have the pictures, those are important.
That's right. You gotta have the pictures, because then later when they're like, you want to do an about, in your DVD collection, if you don't have any BTS, well, you don't have anything there to watch.
Exactly.
So it was inspired by that. But when we got into the 48, our cut, we realized we had something really kind of magical and special, and that we just needed a lot more time to really kind of let this thing breathe with people. So we went back and we just totally remastered it. And originally we were thinking about going at and adding pickup scenes and doing that. But we decided, because it actually happened during a real solar eclipse and the footage is during a real solar eclipse, to go back and take away from that 36 to 48 hour experience would have been doing a disservice to what it really was, which was an overall magical 2 days. Right? Yeah. We cried a lot.
I didn't.
Oh, that's right. He somehow snuck away for longer naps. We had cots set up, okay? So we were so fortunate, our locations manager was able to secure Filmmaker's ranch for us, and they're a huge support in the Oklahoma film industry, and so we were blessed to be able to showcase their facility in this as well with their multiple different sound stages. So that probably made it a little bit easier, but at the same time, it didn't necessarily make it easier because we did so much work going into the 48. Like anything that we could possibly do beforehand that was legal, we did. Like secured music, had all this stuff, 3 different songs written just in case. Like we did all these things just to have on standby. So the team just executed very well, and we have maintained like that team relationship, right? We had, Every now and then I let him talk. Every now and then Brandon will let me talk. So tell him, where did we have our world premiere of this 12-minute version, Brandon?
So the world premiere ended up being in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So some of us got to go to Hollywood, and I haven't been out there since I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Different world back then than now, but that was quite the experience to, actually go to the actual theater where the big movies have their premiere. So it was a cool experience to, experience all that and actually get to go fly out there too.
I know, that just sounds amazing.
Yeah, we had 7 total, right? 7 total besides me?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think we had like 8 total people there at the Hollywood premiere, which is just outstanding.
I went with the group too, so it's comfortable as well.
And they continue to support each other. Like when I had to go back out to Hollywood for another film festival, they stayed here and supported in another local festival. So it's just constant team and family. And at the end of the day, that's the biggest award that you can ask for.
Yeah. Sure. If there's anything that you would have done differently, what would it be?
Oh, the big what would you have done differently question. Everything. As filmmakers, we are always self-critiquing. Always. We are never good enough, I feel like, in our own eyes. As actors, as filmmakers, we're always striving to be better. So, the experience itself was just so magical, and I don't want to be cliche and just be like, I wouldn't have changed anything because the things that we screwed up are the things that I really learned from. Maybe that is a little bit cliche, but it's true. The whole 36 to 48 hour experience was magical. It's just carried on throughout that. So, I wouldn't change anything.
I love that answer. That's amazing. Do you have any shout outs?
Absolutely. So, I'll go ahead and let Brandon go because Brandon, we have a great cast and crew, and we're such a family and we support each other, but it really means a lot when those people show up to our screenings that aren't even involved in the film world. So Anthony out in LA, Justin Baker out in LA, and your beautiful fiance, Alex out in LA, Haley in LA, and then
Anthony in Oklahoma, because people always say, when's your next thing, where can I watch it? I tell people it's in a festival circuit, so if it comes close to town, get your butt out and go see it. It's that simple. So Anthony, for one, that's not in the film world, but so that's somebody that showed up.
And then we also, of course, have to thank our cast and crew that aren't here. We love our cast and crew. Queen Matea just walked in. Matea was part of the team. Again, yay, Matea, part of the cast, part of the crew. She wore 12 hats just like everyone else. And I'm honored to be in the same category as her for Best Actress in an Okie Short for her performance in Cornered. So it's truly an honor to have be beside her in that category. But I wouldn't even be nominated if it weren't for our director who couldn't be here this weekend. So, Attila, we just want to say thank you so much. An actor is only as much as their director. And he was able to really find out my style of acting and really just maybe coach me a different way. And he was really adaptable in that way. And then he was able to really bring me to some dark, dark spaces. I cried a lot, a whole lot, so much. And then he was there to give me a hug after he tortured me. So, Attila, we miss you. We love you. Everyone in the Chasing Shadows cast and crew, we love you. Thank you.
And if somebody was to want to watch this, do y'all have a place where they can watch it?
Yeah, so currently we're still on the festival run, so that means that we can't really release it to the public, just festival goers. But if you follow our Facebook page, Chasing Shadows, we have updates there on the festivals that we'll be screening at. And then once we're done with our festival run, we will release on YouTube. So follow that page so you can check us out.
Do it.
Well, thank y'all for letting me interview y'all today. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you so much, Riley.
Bye.